Hi everyone, it's Evangeline here at Etrailer, and today we're going to be taking a look at our Rhino Rack Roof Rack system with the Vortex Aero Crossbars, which are 46 inches long, and the Rhino feet for raised rails right here on our 2012 Volvo XC90. So you have your vehicle and you're ready for adventure, but what if you want to carry some other accessories with you? So if you want extra cargo, you can carry a roof basket or a roof box. You can also carry bike racks. You can even carry a kayak on top of your XC90. But what you need to do that is a crossbar system just like this. So this is a system from Rhino Rack. This has the recommended length crossbars. I personally prefer longer crossbars. You can check that out here at Etrailer. But with this, you get a strong, sturdy, durable system that allows you to carry all those items for your different adventures. Immediately comparing this to other roof racks that we have here at Etrailer, and we have a lot, I would say that this is in the premium category of roof racks. You have your economy, you have your premium. So Rhino Rack provides the sportier, the best bang for your buck roof rack. If you want something even fancier, you would go for a Yakima roof rack. Inno has a sleeker design and has locks. This has its own security measures and it has that sporty look. But my favorite thing about this system is it's the easiest one and the fastest one to put together. So in this video, we're going to take a look at their different specs, our different measurements, and I'll show you how to install it later on. We're going to take some measurements for overhang. That's going to be the end of the tower to right before the end cap. And we have 2¼ inches of overhang. Now this will slightly depend on where you have your crossbars situated. For example, our rear crossbars have 2¾ inches of overhang. This is going to be helpful with your different accessories. Some kayak carriers that have load assist require a certain amount of overhang because they go down, and this is going to be too short for that, so that's going to be why you want the longer crossbars. But if you want something more low profile where you're less likely to hit your head on them, you would go with shorter overhang. And they have an interesting security feature. You can upgrade to be using metal lock cores, or you can just use the Rhino Rack security key. So with that key, you're able to take off the end cap, and now you have access to your crossbar and your roof rack system. And the way this works is we have a T-track system. If you take off these Vortex strips, you're able to use channel mounted accessories. Those fit right in here. The downside though to this is while those Vortex strips are really helpful when it comes to wind drag and wind noise and reducing that, you kind of have to cut them around your accessories. So I highly recommend, if you do go with this system, go ahead and get a bunch of extra spare Vortex strips to plan ahead. This uses the new aerodynamic shape for the crossbar. So you could compare this to your traditional crossbars. Those were round, those were square. When you drove down the highway, they would be really loud and they had a lot of wind noise and wind drag. This helps out with that. You don't have a special tapered end. Both sides are shaped the exact same way, which is helpful because as you put them on your raised rails, you don't have to worry about having it facing the wrong way. And these are our towers for raised rails. So they just go onto your towers, they tighten down with your special Rhino Rack key. Very easy to set up. What I do like about this too is you can pick where your crossbar spread is going to be. So let's say you're carrying a roof box that needs a lot more weight distribution, you can just push those further out. Then you're carrying a bike rack, you can push them back closer in. It's really up to you, very user friendly. So let's take some roof clearance measurements. So from the roof to the bottom of the crossbar, we're going to have a clearance of 2½ inches. It's very low profile. This is something I would be very considerate of if you have accessories with extra large clamps or ones that have bolts and nuts that you have to tighten underneath. You want to make sure you have a lot of clearance there. Low profile is nice when it comes to looks, but something to think about when you have clamps. Now the height added to the top of our roof is from the roof to the top of the crossbar, 4 inches. This is going to be where all your cargo is. If you're carrying a ladder rack or a ladder, that's how high up above your roof is. If you're carrying skis with extra tall bindings, you'll want to be mindful of that, and then get accessories with extra risers so that you have enough clearance. So the reason I would upgrade to a Rhino Rack system compared to our more economy brands is the weight capacity. With 165-pound weight capacity, this is very strong, very durable. One thing I noticed, and I had this system on my car for a while, is even if you have really heavy weights on the center of the bar, you don't really notice any bowing. It looks really good. So just for that reason, the Rhino Rack Vortex Aero bars are preferable if you're carrying heavy cargo. So to install this system, you are gonna get a blue security key, which is going to be this, and the special Rhino Rack tool. That's all you need to install everything, but I recommend some extra things, which is going to be a tape measure to measure for all of your overhang, and a step stool like this. Since the XC90 is kind of difficult to climb up on, this is going to help out with just a little extra height to tighten things down. So the install process is super simple. This is probably one of the easiest roof racks to assemble. I already did the back crossbar. Let's do the second one together. You're just gonna get your tower, and that just immediately, easily slides right into your crossbar over there. Make sure your clamps are open. You may just need to push out on it. And then just lift it onto your roof. Since the Rhino Rack does not have a tapered end, it really doesn't matter which way you have it oriented. Since you have raised rails, you can decide where you want to place your crossbars. I always recommend putting it as far towards the back as you can. That way you have less wind drag and wind noise. Also, make sure to be mindful what kind of crossbar spread your accessories have. So I'm going to set this over to have a 26-inch crossbar spread. That seems a pretty good number, so we'll just push this over till it's 26 inches center to center on each side. Next, push your clamps in on your own, just so that you get the best measurement for overhang. So I measure almost 2 inches of overhang on each side. If your overhang is the same, that's how you know that you have, it's even for the towers. Then once you have everything in place, you've picked your crossbar spread, you've made sure everything's even, you then tighten it down with the included Rhino Rack tool. So once you've tightened down all 4 towers and you've double checked that everything is secure, your final step is to put the end cap on. So this has the Rhino Rack security key that secures the end cap. Also, don't forget to put your weather strips on the underside. That way it doesn't whistle down the road. But once everything is in place, you are done with the install just like that. So my personal thoughts about this roof rack system is, if I wanted something strong, something sporty, I would definitely go with the Rhino Rack system. Also, if I wanted something super duper quick to put onto my vehicle, I would go with that. I do recommend getting the longer crossbars though, if you do. That way you can take full advantage of having a roof rack, and a couple extra inches to the side would actually help instead of hurt you with the XC90. If you're looking for something a bit more affordable, another really good option would be the Curt roof rack. It takes a lot more work to tighten that down. It's not as strong, but it provides still a stable system if you want to carry cargo and other items really quick on your XC90. Another thing though, if you're looking for something more sleek, the Inno roof rack would be a really good option for you as well. That one has integrated locks too, so then you'd have that more premium feature and security features. And that was a look right here at our Rhino Rack roof rack system with the Vortex Aero bars, the Rhino Rack feet for raised rails, right here on our 2012 Volvo XC90.